All right, guys, it's race day. So I made it home last night. We're about to head back to Rico, which is 100 miles away. So I started looking, and last night on the way home, apparently I about lost a wheel on the trailer. Check this thing out. I mean, the bearing is gone. Now that was not like that when I left yesterday, and I mean, I don't know if it was like that when I left the track. Honestly, I didn't look at the trailer tires when I left. So we're about to pull this thing off, and I'm gonna see if I can get some bearings. Hopefully the hub is not destroyed. As long as the hub is not destroyed, I can put some bearings in it, pack it, put another cap on it, and we'll be good to go. But we'll see what happens. Both bearings are completely gone. I'm gonna have to go get a slide hammer and get the inside of the bearing off. But it looks like everything, I think, is gonna be okay. Put new bearings, new races in it. Hopefully it'll go back together. So I'm gonna head to the O'Reilly's or AutoZone and see if I can get some bearings. Hopefully it'll be fine. I don't think it'll be too bad. The brake parts have come apart, so probably what I'll do is just disconnect that cable to the brake line on this one. Then I'll get the Agri Supply. I guess all of them, I'll probably end up going through all of them now, putting new grease and bearings in all of them, seeing what they feel like. I mean, this trailer is like a 1994 model. So let's go see what we can find. Still got time.
Let's see how the trailer repairs are coming along. Hey, honey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great, honey. I love it when I'm delayed. I'm supposed to be at the racetrack by now.
Yeah, that's why I was coming to see if there's anything I could do to help.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Come here. Come here. I just want to hug.
I was torn.
You're lying. Okay, I'll take a kiss from a distance.
Okay.
It's almost done.
Good.
Almost. But yeah, isn't that fun? So luckily, the tire did not come off last night.
I know, I'm glad that didn't happen when we were on our way down to Rico.
Yeah, I'm glad it was this one, because I mean, you can see all the oil from on the rim. Honestly, I guess that's something I need to do on a regular basis, is kind of check to make sure I'm not getting something like that happening.
You don't work to get your car to the track. You can't exactly race.
No, that's right.
So you got to do good maintenance.
Yep, so I'm going to get this one limped back together, although this is a good fix. It's a permanent fix, with the exception of it tore up some brake parts back here in the back. And so I'm going to just disconnect the brakes on this one for the time being until I can get all the parts to fix that. But I think everything's fine. So we'll see here in a few minutes.
All right, well, I'll start packing up the car.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. All right, check it out. Boy, they are shiny. I even threw some Armor All on them to try to protect them from where I had to use so much brake clean to get them done. So it's back together. The front axle there, it needed a little tightening on the actual castle nut. So it's all good. Re-lubricated the front one. Everything's loaded up. See, I've got this little 24-foot trailer, and this thing is not quite big enough for everything that I need to put in there. I wish I had a 28, but I don't. I've got a 24, so it works. So I also did this side over here. These were nice and tight. Everything went well on these, just putting new grease in them. Well, I wouldn't say new grease. I didn't get all the old grease out. That's going to be another adventure at some point in the next few weeks. I'll probably take the hub completely apart and just get new grease. Clean them all out real good. Check the bearings, make sure everything's good. But so we are ready to go. So we got everything ready. We were a little delayed getting it done. But I guess, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason. And you can see there's a lot of clouds. We got the hurricane way down south in Florida. There's a chance of rain, but we didn't think it was going to rain much. But it poured a flood down there close to the beach, and that's where Rico is. So, you know, sometimes you got to look at the good. Had we not experienced this wheel bearing issue, we would have been probably, it's about a 2-hour ride. So we would have probably been most of the way to Rico. and then we would have got to turn around and head back. So not upset that I had to fix that, because otherwise we would have been driving a long ways for nothing. I told y'all the other week about how my trailer is just packed full with everything. Got tons of tools. I got my fans, my golf cart, you know, all this stuff. It fits, but close, without touching. And so it does touch a little bit, but you know, that front end, I mean, it doesn't matter if it hits. The paint job is just not worried about on this car. It's not something that we're concerned about. So the looks of it don't matter. So spare parts all over the place. I need to do a little bit of organizing in the front of the trailer just to get everything so that it's a little easier to know where it's at. I can pretty much find anything in there when I want to. Got my little teeny toolbox that's got random stuff in it. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and get me another wastegate ordered, just to have another spare. I think I'm gonna be good. Let me show you what I was talking about last night too. So this is what I was talking about last night, about the tea. So this is coming from the CO2 bottle from the solenoids, and now this is going to one wastegate and that's going to the other one. The way I had it is this line was coming into here and going straight across and going to the one that I was having issues with. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that would have made much difference on, you know, on this setup, being on the CO2 line, but I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's also very possible that it was a fluke that the wastegate didn't hang the last time. But I'm starting to get, I mean, this boost creep, I mean, it's so gradual, and, you know, I'm commanding 30 or 35 pounds of dome pressure, and the car is running really well with it creeping. So, honestly, I may let it creep. The tune-up's good up there. I mean, it's at 3940 PSI for a very short period of time. I'll show y'all the data logs from last night, and I may just leave it like that. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, it's winning races, it's winning rounds, so we may just keep it like that. Real quick, this is my data log from last night at 7:10, and this is my last two runs during the race. The first one, I had my the wastegate that I just put the powder on, trying to make it behave properly. And since it still had the little bit of boost creep issue, I put the other wastegate on. So I put the wastegate on that was my old one that used to leak CO2. So now it's not leaking CO2. But anyway, the solid line is the line that was my first run in the race, and that's the one that it boost creep. The red line is RPM, the green line is target boost, and yellow is actually boost. And I didn't change tune-up any at all from this pass to the last pass. And so, you know, it comes up and it follows the curve. It leaves at 4,100 RPM. 4,100 RPM, about 7.3 pounds of boost, 7.2, so almost identical. And you can see that, you can tell the one wastegate is not working as good on the solid line. And that's the one you can see at this point here. That's where the converter rolls and flashes. That's like 1 second into the run. It's at almost 7,000 RPM, 6,900 RPM. So the converter flashes up and then it starts grabbing. But right here, it was a difference of 20.5 pounds of boost and 18.9. And you can see here at this point, we're almost on the boost curve. It was a little bit over a 2 second boost curve, 2.2 seconds, I think it was. But so the boost curve was out here, and so it went through. It had the first pass where it was creeping, it had 31.9 versus 29.8. So about 2 pounds difference in boost. But then, you know, made it through the gear change, and at this point, it's really creeping. I was commanding 35 pounds of dome pressure both times. It was holding, the dome pressure was holding like it should have. So the dome pressure was there. The dome pressure was exactly what it needed to be, but the boost just kept, you know, tweaking up. At that point in the run, it had 40 pounds of boost when it creeped, and then it had 32.8 pounds of boost, you know, that's where it should have been on the second run. So you go on through, and then right at the finish line, it's 41 pounds of boost just for that brief second. And you know the difference in, and I held it way too long on this last run. I run that one out way too far. That's why that data log's a little long. It was about 7/100ths slower when the boost was down here. So this bit of boost creep was worth about 3 miles per hour and about 7/100ths of a second. So I mean that's a good bit. That's a decent amount. So you know, it's one of those things though. I mean, this boost curve works really well. I've never. I mean, the boost creep. I shouldn't say it's a curve. Well, I guess it is a curve, but it works good because it's a gradual application. Hardly ever do you see a boost curve like this, but it seems to actually work. So if I can ever get the wastegates to where they're going to behave properly, like I want them to at all times, then I may just honestly build that curve and tell it, okay, I wanted to make 40 pounds of boost at the finish line. Because it's fast. It's really fast doing that. But so this is my data log from the other night. I just want to show y'all. And this dotted line, what it is, that's where I changed the routing of the CO2 line into the long leg of the T, or the short leg of the T. So maybe that's the problem. I mean, I've got like I said, I got some old data logs occasionally where it would do this though, and it would flatline. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna order me another wastegate though, and just have it for a spare. Then I'll try it again and see what happens. But anyway, I just want to show you what I was dealing with in the boost creep. Luckily, my tune-up's good there. So I mean, I don't have any issue with my tune-up. Right there at the top, the difference, it's got 23 and a half degrees of timing in it, and versus 26 degrees. You know, from that 8 when it's on the lower boost, and target airfield ratio is about the same. It seems to be pretty happy. The motor seems to be a little happy there. And I mean, it's closed loop. I mean, it's, 0%, 1%, -1%. I mean, so the closed loop is dead on. So I mean, the motor will be happy there. It's just a matter if I want to keep running it there or not. But I got to get it under control so I can make it do what I need it to do, so that it is consistent. If it's doing what its own thing, what it wants to do, I mean, that's not good. That's not very raceable. So I've got to make it do what I need it to do. But anyway, that's my data log. Well, sorry this video didn't have any racing. We were trying to go to Rico and do the King of Rico, where we were going to try to crush some of those big tire cars. Hopefully we'll get our chance next week or the week after. I'm sure they'll do it. Hopefully it'll fit in our schedule so I can make it happen and I can go. But if not, that's okay too. Big tire cars, it's hard running big tire cars on tracks that are not prepped for radials, because I will be down there on my pro bracket radials. We'll keep y'all in the loop and let y'all know next time we're going out. A lot of racing when it starts cooling down. So y'all go fast and get some wind lights. If you've not already, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks.